Up to this point, all the grinding spots we've looked at have been under level 40, primarily for the purpose of being able to afford the 60% speed mount, but this time we're looking at the Badlands. The mobs here will be around level 41 to 43, so you'll need to be at least level 40 already to effectively farm in this area. That said, if you get to level 40 without enough money to afford your mount, this can be a good option to get the last bit of gold you'll need while still getting XP for your character. That's exactly what I did for my warrior, and that's what you're watching now. If you're used to Modern WoW flight paths, or if you're new to Classic, getting to the Badlands might be confusing. For the Alliance, there is no central hub, camp, inn, or flight path. To get to the Badlands, you'll want to fly to Lok Modan, then run south into the Badlands. You'll have to make this trek every time you want to visit the Badlands, or run Uldaman. For the Horde, getting to the Badlands the first time is a bit of a pain. First, head over to Hammerfall and Arathi. Run south across the bridge into the wetlands, follow that road south, and eventually you'll reach a tunnel called Dun Algaz. Go through the tunnel, follow the path, then through the second tunnel, again following the path through to the third tunnel, then through the fourth tunnel, and then finally you'll be not there yet. Continue south through Lok Modan. Try to stick near the lake because you'll want to avoid the Alliance town of Dulcimar, and the road will just trick you into going the wrong way. At the very southernmost part of the loch, you'll find the entrance to the Badlands. The first thing you'll want to do once you arrive is head all the way east until you run into the Horde town in Kargath. It's quite the voyage, but once you've completed it, you can fly directly into Kargath from then on. Another upside is that this will be the main point you'll be using to venture into the Searing Gorge and Blackrock Mountain. Most Horde players set their hearth here when they're at max level so they can quickly get to UBRS, LBRS, and Molten Core. Now that that's out of the way, Badlands. There are a few other farming spots in the Badlands, like the Lesser Rock Elementals that drop Elemental Earth near Kargath, but due to the proximity to Kargath, the associated quest to kill them with a low drop rate, and the demand for Elemental Earth, that area is nearly permanently occupied. The situation is even worse if you're on a PvP server, since it's a common clashing point between the two factions, which is why instead we're farming the Scalding Whelplings to the northeast and the southeast. This location can be a bit populated at times, but usually you'll be able to find a sufficient number of mobs to kill thanks to the separated spawn areas. If one spot is overly camped, just run over to the other one. A word of warning though, if you're not a rogue or druid with some stealth capabilities, you'll want to walk around the western route between the two areas. The path that runs north to south is occupied by the elite dragons, and you don't want to mess with them. Similar to the whelps in the Swamp of Sorrows, these whelps can also drop a pet. This one's called the Dark Whelpling, and it has a 0.14% drop chance. You might see some people in this area farming for the pet, but in my experience it isn't nearly as popular as the hunt for the Emerald Whelpling, so this farming spot is still usable. If you get lucky and find the pet yourself, I'd again recommend holding onto it for a while until there are enough people with enough money on the server to generate a demand for cosmetic pets and boost the price up. Once again, I farmed this area for an hour without focusing too much on efficiency. I'm farming on a warrior, which is probably the worst possible class for farming, especially while leveling, so if you're on any other class, you can expect to have the same, if not better results. This time, it's especially true as I actually managed to die twice while farming this area. Some unlucky misses and parries, combined with the warrior's lack of mobility or escape mechanics, meant 2 corpse runs back to the action, which I'm sure hurt the gold per hour a decent amount. Specifically for warrior, these mobs are also more difficult. They mainly cast fireballs at you, which means your ability to gain rage from getting hit is really limited, and some of your abilities like Retaliation and Berserker Rage are practically useless. At the end of the run, I ended up with 1 gold, 45 silver, and 49 copper in raw currency, and 3 gold, 3 silver, and 19 copper from vendoring all of the items, for a total value of 4 gold, 48 silver, and 68 copper. Depending on how your server's economy is going, and if you want to devote the space to holding onto items, the flame sacks, wicked claws, and thick leather from skinning can be auctioned off, or saved for when the economy improves. I suspect this spot would improve greatly if I outleveled the mobs by a bit, or played on a class that's better at farming. As it stands, the gold per hour wasn't as good as the Swamp of Sorrows, but if you're looking to zone out and grind some XP and gold at the same time, the Badlands isn't a bad option.